some flats in the blooming order. So, I would just keep telling your customers more to come, more to come. We're in the 22nd of April. We don't normally fill up till the 27th. So we're still early, but Mother's Day is coming early. So you'll get them all. I guess one thing that I'd really want to hit upon today is, okay, I did short order us on blooming because I know our High Bill's order is really big and I want to check your space. So this weekend, and I work all day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so contact me anytime. I need to know where you're at. Are you blown up and you have no room? Do you have room? Where we're at? Because I believe the blooming order looked about $3,300. And that isn't a very big blooming order. So next week, we probably will fill in all the holes with blooming, but I wanted to see where you thought you were right now with High Bills and Monrovia, because it was such a big Monrovia order. Like Scott in Manhattan expanded his greenhouse, Minooka expanded their green goods area, but not everybody had the capability of doing that. So like, for instance, Downers Grove, I might not order them anything else from blooming. They might be filled up. So I'm going to have to do that through communication with you guys. And keeping in on that. Somebody just popped up in my message. What was that question? And you popped off. Something about Bonnie not going to deliver?
No, that was just me. Remember,
Okay.
I talked to you yesterday that they didn't even have any idea we had racks. They're like really, I guess they're all screwed up. They're losing people. So Kelly is supposed to either bring them today or Friday at the latest. So,
So
but they had no idea.
There's two different people you talk to, right? So I talked to Rachel, who controls the big game. And then there's the growers that are actually bringing to your area. So like Wilmington, last year it was Devin. I don't know who it is this year. Sounds like Kelly is somebody. And keep that card, because if you need people, that's the person you should reach out to. I'm reaching out to corporate, which is Rachel. So I did not know this. Right now the list is Homer, Joliet, Minooka, Wilmington, Lockport, and I wrote her about Plainfield. So I will, after we're done today, I will send another email out about that. But and not that you ever want to talk. But
Sorry, I don't mean to talk over here. Are we talking about Bonnie plants or just the Bonnie Rex?
Plants.
Okay, we don't have Bonnie plants yet either.
Okay, Mokina. Okay, thanks, Dave.
And as far as I know,
we can contact her. Somebody else I'm missing?
Lori,
Whole city.
Mhm.
Willowbrook, we have the Bonnie Rex, no plants.
Oh,
And if
It's
we
a
were
lot.
to do more Monrovia, it would have to be stuff that knocks the socks off of people, because I am like out of space. We're looking at moving things today to expand the parking lot.
We knew that was going to be an option in Willowbrook. We had no idea what to do with you. I kind of knew, but I was having trouble disagreeing with David and Scott and the space that I would need. It's so hard to guess that. I mean, we thought we had,
Okay.
I didn't think where we were putting it was enough space. And then I looked at it and Scott showed me it and I'm like, oh, this looks like more than enough space. So I think we were doing a guessing game, and we talked a lot about shifting. In fact, we had Liz out there And Liz was even talking about moving some soils to the front of that building. I don't know, Scott, if you remember that whole conversation. We also talked, Mikey, about bringing some of those displays up by your entryway somewhere. I don't know if you've done that yet.
Yeah, I have
Um,
that, and we did discuss with the curbside area. David said we could use our curbside area if
Yes.
need be to move the soil, so that'll be in the works for today, because I can take the 72 flats that are supposed to be coming, and then I'm full. That's it.
Right. Yeah, no, and yeah, I apologize. You're brand new and it's a guess. Like I looked at Manhattan and I'm like, ooh, we need more shit or stuff. I mean, sorry, we need more stuff. So, but not everybody is that way, right? I mean, Dave Bradford is very limited at his space. So I don't, it's gonna take a little bit the next couple of weeks for me to get your orders from Blooming in to fill your space and not overfill you. So yeah, that might take a second. And it's also Manhattan, Manteno, Wilmington, Minooka, and Morris have that really expensive 4-star product coming in. And that won't come in until the week before Mother's Day. I was trying to kind of kick it up a little bit. But so far she told me it wouldn't be ready until the week before Mother's Day, which is fine. It's really an expensive, high-priced item. So the week before Mother's Day is kind of better. But thank you guys all for your time. I really appreciate it. I am going to record this. So as you have associates training, they can listen to this recording. Paulette is going to, she is, I believe, in a meeting and she's going,
I'm here,
oh,
Lori.
look at
I'm
you. You're here. Yay. The birthday girl survived yesterday.
I did. Woo.
So we're going to start out and hopefully I would love if you guys hang on after this and have any questions that I haven't addressed that we can address. I know this is a highly stressful time for you guys. I really do know that. I've done this for quite a few years and I just don't know it's ever been easy, but I can guarantee you in 2 weeks, when you have this beautiful greenhouse set up, that there'll be smiles and happy. Until then, there'll be a lot of stress. So I am, again, everything set up is in Trello. I know it's a little bit of a monster to get into sometimes. If you're having problems, reach out to me. Jen, by any chance, are you on from Wilmington?
I'm here.
Yeah. Can you tell a little bit about your experience with Trello?
Trello actually works really well. I will say if you question any like plants, like, because usually pictures are taken of it and put up there with, hey, this is this is it. I love Trello. It works great for greenhouse season.
It's just a little bit of a monster to find it all. I'm trying to move things up to the front for you, but anything in display setup is in Trello. I'm going to try to show you a little bit more about layout today. And I will get pictures of plants in there. And I love that you're sending me pictures of plants with questions. That's the best way to do it. I just have not had the time yet to do that until hopefully, I'm hoping I'll get my numbers together Thursday, Friday, and I hope to get more information on Trello for you, like Jen said, with the pictures. So I want to start off real quick talking about, I'm going to back up a little bit. I learn a lot from all these amazing young people you have working in your garden centers. And this idea came from Riley. She had a store meeting and she sent me the agenda, which was fantastic. And she started her meeting with what does the garden place season look like? And for me, it looks way different than for Fresh Eyes that is new in the garden center. So you guys are all seeing the screen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to give you an overview from a young student that has been with us for, I want to say 3 or 4 years, Matt. Something like that.
Should be like 4 years now, actually,
Okay.
maybe closer to 5.
Okay. So start of the season, April, May, Mother's Day is our big buildup. I mean, we all build up to Mother's Day. 18 to 20% of your sales are done Mother's Day. Mother's Day is when there is the big $5 off hydrangeas. Most of you got hydrangeas. New Lenox, apparently your hydrangeas went to someone, I don't know who. So we're gonna have to get you some hydrangeas. Your first shipments are always mid to late April. We will always lose the nursery game with growers that supply the southern part of the United States. We can't take flowers before the 20th. They can. Right now, they're winning the big game because they're selling the crud out of green goods and they're taking our crop. And it's concerning. It's going to be a little bit more of a fight for product this year. So you're getting all this dumped on you because we had to take it. We can't stagger it or we'll lose it. And we'll have to work to replenish it. So this is why we have a grower in Michigan, we have a grower in California, we have a grower in Oregon, we have a grower in Indiana. This is why we have all these misplaced growers because we've got to fill us. So I think you're getting it all. I've never had 42 trucks go in 1 week. That's crazy for me. Crazy for me. Look at me. Crazy for you having to receive that all. So Bonnie's should have arrived first. That didn't happen. So this is the time you talk about parking lot logistics, where your bulk goods go, like how it's working, where you're overloaded, what your layout looks like. Frost cloth has got to be available. Right now, you should be getting used to radio communication out in the garden center. I'm sure you are with deliveries right now. And our next look is how we restock, how we fill you up, which I will do at the end of this week. Like you can say to me, oh my God, I don't need another plant. And then in 4 days, we could have beautiful weather and you can call me and say, hey, I need more plants. So it's that kind of deal. But our next big restock will be after Mother's Day, and I will do that for you with communication from you. Mid-season, June, July, kind of stabilizes. Shipments are made through your direction. You call me, tell me what you want to do. Watering becomes more and more important. I think I sent out an email last night saying you need to water the Monrovia. Came from California. It got on the truck on the 16th, so it sat there for quite a while. So however you need to water. She brought up a really good point, storm protocol. Like you have a lot of tropicals. It's still really cold for tropicals at night. You know, where do you move them? If it's gonna hail, if it's gonna rain, if it's gonna blow, what are you gonna do with that product? And we can talk about that. Mantino always does a huge bulk order for their village, how they're going to handle that. Because of course, when does their village want that order? They want it on Mother's Day weekend, usually, or the week before or after. So
Lori, you got a question in the chat on the hydrangeas. Molly's asking in Lockport, can we have a picture on Trello to make sure they're ringing the correct $5 hydrangea up?
Yeah, yes, Molly, you can. I also let that go to Tiffany and Murph. I haven't confirmed how we do that. I was a little confused too. Tiffany kind of explained it like you'd ring the hydrangea and then you'd ring a coupon price. But I want to confirm that with Harry and Murph because that seems clumsy at point of sale. So yeah, Molly, I 100% agree. Something doesn't sound right. I would rather it just take the $5 off. And if I can get that done with Harry, don't you all agree that that would be easier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just getting a lot of product that we've never had before. So we're
Yes.
having confusion on what's what and what should be more expensive, not expensive. So we'll probably send you pictures this next few days too of porch plants that we have that we don't know what they are.
Okay, and I have intention to get out to you, might not be till Saturday or Sunday. But yes, Molly has been so brave in wanting to expand this, and now she's probably like, why did I ever say I would? Um, So, I will be talking to you more about promos, and I don't know that we're gonna do competitions we have in the past, but I think you have enough pressure without a competition, to be really honest with you. Memorial Day, red, white, and blue plants kind of come in. Late in the season, traffic slows, the hut gets hot quick. It's hard to sit in a hot parking lot all day long. So our end date will vary according to what your manager kind of wants to lead you to do. We don't like transferring products because what happens is if you're really slowing down that much, your plants start to suffer and no store wants your suffering plants. So we'll try to do better at this year. Remember we talked about fertilizing, and I think be aware of that, fertilizing the annuals. Sorry, early will be important. If you do fertilize more than once a week, we will dilute the percentage of fertilizer and water that you will give them. And you and I can keep in contact about that. I've asked Chris and Justin to I want to talk about setup and layouts. And can you guys see my screen still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Justin shot, this is the Manuka setup. Manuka has a lot of experience in this, and Chris and Justin devote a lot of time to this. They're our pilot for our growth plan this year. And I want you to see how they set up. And then after I show you this video, Chris and Justin, if you can kind of explain to everybody how you plan your layout. But let me play this video for you first. You can probably talk over it if you want, Chris.
Well, we kind of had this set up just from over the past few years. We've had a lot of wind problems. So this year we kind of set up so that we have the pallets trying to block some of the wind. We got the other shade, so that helps a lot. Kind of place the racks so that they block the wind, but then we put like a shade cloth on the back of the racks to help them from blowing through the racks. A lot of our tall stuff we have inside the garden center. We did move some stuff onto the other side of the store this year, which we've noticed there's less wind over there too, so we might move some more over there. So yeah, it's basically just fighting the wind and what we can do to stop it. And we'll have to send you a current one of the setup now. I mean, it's the same setup, but with the flowers on it now. And we had one of our racks collapse this morning, so we got that fixed.
No.
It was the hydrangea rack.
That's all sun.
Yeah, and we know, yeah, one of those collapsed on us this morning.
This is our,
That's our POS tent. We got 2 racks in there so people can set stuff down while they shop in case there's not enough carts. Yep.
everything's just meant to be accessible. we're normally stuck in such a tight area. Now we got the whole front of the store. We just wanted it to be more spread out, more open. People can actually walk around, maneuver. Plants aren't falling over on top of each other.
But we also have it, the way we set it up this year is we kind of have it funneled so that if you do come in the front doors, you're funneling into the garden center and following it around, because we've had people walk all the way down to the end and be like, oh, there's more. So this way we kind of funneled them in.
And I like that when you walk down towards the end, you're like engulfed in plants.
Yeah.
All the hanging baskets and everything around
Yeah,
you.
it
You're
just,
just
everything
like
just kind of hangs over you and
just
you're
like
just
in
like
a
in a
jungle.
forest.
jungle forest.
Yeah, it is beautiful. And like, don't be intimidated. Manuka has, Chris puts, and Justin put their heart and soul in this and have done this for a while. And they've been challenged by David to figure out how we're going to expand this. So they've done an amazing job.
5-foot rule.
Yeah, we
You-
put blood, sweat and tears into this.
Yeah. Are you all back to my screen again? Can you see Manhattan in front of you? Okay. So I was fortunate enough to stop at Manhattan last night, who has done they are ready to go, excited. I would say that one of the best things that Scott and his team did was make a plan from the very beginning. Scott knew he wanted to grow landscape goods. He volunteered his services when we broke down the show in Chicago and took the racks, and he helped us do a really hard job. And so we were able to expand Manhattan, and it looks fantastic. I will tell you, this 4 for $10 sign he has right at the end of the greenhouse is so noticeable and so well placed. If you look inside of his hut, the way his shelves are set up is exactly, you don't have to have a hut to set these shelves like this. This is a very efficient way that Ruth, Haley, and Scott all developed this. Their main focus is the hanging baskets in this. It gives you plenty of room to walk around. They put patio pots down the center. I loved their wheelbarrow setup. I think it's really cool that they painted the concrete block and the landscape timbers. That way you don't lose your concrete block because it's painted. Scott, is there
Lori,
any? Yeah,
Lori, how about the steps that you and I both used all those years ago? Now they look new.
they are new. He built them new because they were flipping, falling apart.
Oh, I just
he-
assumed he just painted them.
Yeah, no, he built new and painted them, and it's like, what a centerpiece. You're right, Lisa. Like, how great that is. Scott, is there anything you want to add, or Ruth?
No, the only thing I'm finding is, Manhattan is a wind tunnel, and it's really where we put the new racks is going to be a bit of a challenge. I mean, the product that we got in Monday looks spectacular. It was looking a little weepy, but it bounced right back. We're just waiting to get filled. I mean, we have a lot of room this time, so I don't think we're gonna have any problem as far as overflow. I mean, in my theory is that if we sell down enough, might even be able to take other people's overflow. You never know. We've
Oh,
we've
don't
done
say
that
that out
before.
loud. They'll hold you to it.
No, 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 no. No, we will ask before yeah, don't stop. But yeah, it's just, we're really excited. We're hoping for a lot more sales, and it's just, we'll see by the end of the year. So,
Yeah, I think he's gonna, the Manhattan Greenhouse was started by my mom and I, and that was back in the 90s. So, this shows what happens when you get a manager or somebody on the management team that loves gardening and loves look, we talked about it at the managers meeting. Some people just don't, and I get it. Find somebody that does. It's going to bring sales volume into your store. He is so ready. I mean, and the team that Scott has, Ruth has been there for quite a few. How many years have you been there, Ruth?
This is my 4th season.
Yeah. So like, it's amazing the work she's done. Haley is
Season
getting her
2.
degree in horticulture, and so having her and her experience there, she found a couple plants with powdery mildew on it, and so get yourself a team built that's fantastic. So I guess the next question is, like, all you guys are like, wait, like, I think of Downers Grove, like you're kind of in a hole, and it's so hard to pull people from the road into your parking lot because it's kind of sunk in. Even Manuka, I mean, the store is quite a distance away from the main road.
I did order it for him. I haven't done it yet.
So
But
the
the issue is he wanted to see if we could lower the price, and so just not too much the same price and
So the question is, how do you pull people in from the road? And Manhattan already has this, not everybody has a sign like this, but how do you like use your inspiration to say, how do I pull a customer? This is Route 52. It's very well traveled in Manhattan, and he's got it up on the sign. And then what's your parking lot? Like, look at this. Like, you want to go see what's going on in this garden center. Like, and Lisa's right. Those are red steps. They're stringers. They're stair stringers with boards on top that he painted red. And I got to tell you, when Cheryl, I think, was it Cheryl that started painting the blocks, Scott?
Yeah.
I thought, ugh, that's going to look terrible. It does. It looks fantastic. It looks great. And like, look, he's got his Naturescape in front of the hut, selling Naturescape. He's got the soil there in the corner, sells the soil. Like, you want to walk into this garden center. So how does your garden center look? And is it a place you want to investigate or check out? And guess what? Manhattan, Manuka, a lot of the southern stores have been there forever. We understand it's going to take a while to build this. Once we get your layout, it's really easy to keep doing it that way and improve on it. So this is referring to ACE's suggestions about your layout. A layout helps you sell, and color sells. So it's always, when you're thinking about laying out your garden center, bright, annual, flowery things up front and center. Vegetables are intentional. So if I'm planting my vegetable garden, I want to kind of look through them. I kind of want to think about it. I probably have a plan before I come in, so they can go to a farther spot in the greenhouse. Cross merchandising is something we've never been great at, but like, I showed a picture of Scott's tomato cages. They're putting it like, so they don't blow all over. So cross merchandise near the product. I think that was a great idea. You can put, everything gets soft and mushy in the outside, so you can't put cardboard boxes out there, but you can put preen out there. You can put patio pots, plastic pots out there. And then if you can get a rack near the checkout area where you're putting their product together, if you can put something up there with like garden gloves or snips. Morris or Lisa had a good idea. I should have taken a picture. Scott's got a pole set up with watering cans on it. I don't think I got a picture of that, Scott. And it tucks right into the corner. It works out perfectly. And then the last thing really important is your layout is signs. Scott had all his banners up. I saw Middleka had banners up. We got you those banners. They were like $300 for 2 banners. They were kind of pricey. So get the banners up. If you don't have them, let me know. And this is kind of what is the easiest thing to do. And this was done if a lot of us managers were in New Lenox yesterday, and Abby, who is a 22-year-old girl, I believe she started working with Vicky, maybe in the green goods department, and she set up the entire New Lenox area. But this is how she started. She's smart. She's got hanging baskets. She's got annual and shades right up front. This is actually the building where right up front, she's got all her color, her annual. This is the building, I'm sorry. She's got all her annuals, her bright colors out front. This is the parking lot, draws you right in. She's got annuals up front, hanging baskets up front. She's got perennials kind of off to the side in the back. And she's got Bonnie to the left. Look, Bonnie is very good to us, but our percentage of what we're making is better with Chef Jeff and vegetables. But it's what you're comfortable and what your consumer is interested in shopping for. She also drew them what their cinder block plan should be. So if you haven't done this, I know we're into the game, but sometimes you need to know what you're getting before you can split it up. So for me to come out there and lay it out before you even have your product doesn't make sense. Get your product in, make a plan, make a map. If you're still hung up, call me next week. I'll come help you out. But you got to see what you're getting first and have a plan. So this is what ACE's plan is. And this is a supersized garden center, but I'd say pretty much all of our garden centers are. And if you notice, they've got their flowering up front. So, right, here's your annuals, your tropicals, which are beautiful up front. This is a checkout area, which hopefully someday we will all have. And then the perennials, herbs, and vegetables are back in the corner, right? So that's where a consumer is going to look for. And not everybody has this perfectly squared area. But
7.5.
if you notice, then tucked in some of these are soils, pottery, preen. By the checkout, a soil is good. So I'm going to send you this deck. This is a large supersize layout. Again, perennials up here, perennials here, all your flowering here, tropicals, and herbs and vegetables they're going to try to find. Any questions about layup or frustrations? Okay, the hydrangea sale, I have only seen Scott's in Manhattan. They look good, but they look dweepy. Scott is 100% right. They've been on the truck for a long time. I think they'll pop up when you water them. I would water them early today. Hydrangeas do seem to dry out early. So get them soaked today. Chris, how are your hydrangeas looking?
They were starting to perk up until the wreck collapsed on them this morning. So
Then they got a
it
little
didn't look like too many of them got damaged. There's some branches we had to trim, but I think they'll perk back up.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to play the couple videos from Ace Corporate about the hydrangea sale. I'm hoping that you'll hear this. I cannot, as of now, see you guys. So if you can hear, give me a yes. Tell me yes. If you can't hear, let me know.
No.
No?
We can see it, we just can't hear it.
Okay. Let me see if, um. I might have to send you these.
That video on the hydrangeas is already there on Trello.
All right. Anyway, what she's basically saying is that they found that hydrangeas will sell nationwide. Tomato sales like they had last year are not, they're a zone product. So we will get organized the pricing on that. I don't know what it is, but the 8th through the 10th is the hydrangea sale. The tomato sale is the 15th through the 17th. Last year I tested doing Olive Shelf Jeff in Wilmington. I am not going to do that again. I am just going to do tomatoes. If Bonnie can get their act together, I'll bring in some Bonnie, but right now I'm not promised that that'll happen. But the reason I am not so worried about it is because this is new for this year. Any 4-inch Chef Jeff herb or herb from Blooming is going to be $4.59 or 3 for $12. I have the SKU numbers here on the signs that should ring up. And I think, we're going to run this the whole season. If Chef Jeff is new to a few of the stores, we had it last year. Some people don't like to get away from the flats. Keep in contact with me. If you feel like you want more flats and you feel like you've really angered some customers, I'll get you flats. But that is our direction. The price ticket is confusing, and thank you, Molly, for reaching out about it too. I'm trying to not add too many SKUs on this because it gets so long, and I just wish I could figure out an easier way. The easier way is to have stickers and have them work. But like the 4.5-inch round, I need to add the 4.5 geraniums to that in the description, and I will do that. But keep your stuff coming about the corrections. As your team grows, encourage them to get on the Garden Place Facebook page. You can see what right now it's kind of cool because a lot of the stores are putting their setup ideas out there, and the more we can kind of keep us all engaged in Garden Center, the better. I put this out here, and then I think this week no one thinks this is joyful because it's a lot of work. But I want to kind of move into your team, your greenhouse team out there. At the managers meeting, we presented again our non-negotiables. And look, a lot of people are coming back for the season or coming from school. So what we're going to start off is our non-negotiables. And Paulette, maybe you can help me ring on the non-negotiables, or we can repeat it later.
Yeah. So the non-negotiables are really good, obviously, for us who are in the stores right now, but let's say you're not hired up yet. This is something that your seasonal staff you hire in can really adapt to right away. That 6-foot rule. I mean, even with our teammates that were smiling, making eye contact, saying hello, dropping our tasking, it's always the customer first. I mean, look, that's why we're here is our customer, right? So that they get the mindset of stop tasking, drop and help that customer. We don't want to be known as the Pointers store. We want to partner them with via the Wild Champ or using our radios inside and walk them to really get them that solution of their project and what they're looking for and create a better experience. And we want to be known as the yes store. How many times have you guys walked into a store and they're like, nope, we can't help you. Nope, we don't have an answer for you. We don't want to be known as those people. We want to meet every reasonable request and find that solution. And if we can't find the solution, maybe there's things we just don't have access to, try to find them help out there that they can help to finish their project.
And
So this is it's just a standard that we're going forward through, not just for Greenhouse, but going forward in the stores.
Yeah, 100%. I think you'll be seeing this more and more, and it'll be implemented into our orientation package. I think this is just in this world of we've got to step up our I think you guys do rockstar customer service, but man, there's a lot of pressure out there to do even better. And so these are just simple guidance, you know, just simple things to keep in the back of your mind. Like I say, like you say, don't say, hey, the tomatoes are over there. There's going to be times in your greenhouse that you're going to say the tomatoes out of there because you just can't do it all. But if you can, go over there and talk to your consumer. There is a daily checklist that is accessible, and I'm going to send this out to you and the information. It's really good. It just kind of keeps you in check of, you know, like you've all received orders. I'm sure you had plants, especially if you just got high bills. You got plant dead flowers all over the place. Like, make sure you clean that up. So these are just little reminders. Did we do all this? And I will get this to you in a PDF. And it's just common sense stuff you guys do all the time. You know, have you blocked the garden entrance? You know, how are you receiving your carts? How are you unloading? It never fails. Someone told me this, that when they were receiving a shipment, of course, a customer comes up and wants to know what's going on. And oh, it was Nikki from Coal City, you know, and it, you know, it's, you want them to be safe, but you don't want to send them away, but you got to have a plan for that. So this is just some basics about your cashier. I'm not a big fan of you guys having a plastic storage container up in front. It just looks bulky and bad. And I mean, I understand the reality of needing to have bags and stuff out there, but try to hide it or keep it somewhere that it's not in the middle of your garden center, because it just doesn't look.
Do you mean like a deck box?
Yeah.
We have a deck box out there too, but then we're advertising our deck box.
If your deck box looks nice and is worth advertising, but some of our deck boxes are like 10 years old and they don't look so
Oh
great.
no, ours is, yeah, we're brand new.
And so, I mean, I get it, you know, just if it does look a little shady, you know, just put it in the back of your, you know, it's still accessible, but put it maybe towards the back more. Check for stability. I think safety is something we all have to, we don't want a wreck falling on someone. Also, if we use a lot of pallets, make sure the edges are somewhat clean so someone doesn't, you know, cut themselves on it. And customer service, we want to be top notch. And now is the time to really up our clear communications with outside. Years ago, we had a manager that just hated the greenhouse, and the people outside didn't even know the people's names inside. And that no one wants to work under that predicament. I mean, I get it, but you can't ignore it. and you can't ignore the sales volume it brings into your store. So make sure they get radios, make sure they know how to access the radios, make sure they know your team inside, right? Especially if you got some kids that are starting later on, you know, make them feel part of your team. And it's through communication. Again, it's just that simple. Hey, Haley, you need a drink of water. It's really hot out there. You want me to bring you a bottle of water? You know, it's something like that, where we're all working together. At this point, I am going to let Paulette kind of talk about how you're going to train for your customer first garden place experience. And I will stop sharing, Paulette.
Okay.
Hang on one second. All right, and you should be able to take over.
Okay, let me get in here. Do you guys see my screen? Nope.
Not
Nope.
yet.
Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah, there you go.
How about now?
Yep, you're good.
All right, really good. As Lori said, I'm going to echo a lot of what she said. You guys already do a really good job, but the managers on the call have heard for the last year or so the customer first sales culture. We want to just talk about what that looks like in the greenhouse, creating that helpful, memorable experience for our customers. Again, you might have people hired out there that have never known ACE or anything that we do. So just kind of a guide to help them. And as Lori discussed, our non-negotiables. And again, any person just starting out that knows nothing about our culture could adapt to these very easily. So if you get that new hire in, would be one of the first things that I discussed with them, because they're going to be hitting with that great customer first experience. Because if we implement these non-negotiables in this customer first experience, the sales will follow. We don't have to chase sales. We're going to earn these sales through our service. And when we solve the customer's project, the sale takes care of itself. Every interaction is a chance for us to build this trust and not just to ring out a sale. So you might have heard the words, or maybe your team has not heard the words, your new seasonal hires, of what WOW means. Well, just simply put, it's what can we help them find today, offering everything they need, and a sincere, warm thank you, just to personally assist our customers to ensure they're getting everything in one trip. And look, they have choices. As Lori's told us, they can order plants off of Amazon right now. Why are they coming to see Ruth in Manhattan? Why are they coming to see, Riley in Manteno? Let's be their first choice. Infuse this into that staff out there. They come to us for that personal touch. You could have new gardeners. We've heard from some of these growers these last few weeks. As we know, we're not getting our Swift delivery. It's a seasonal urgency. They want something pretty. They want to have fun. They're feeling good. They want their project to come out right. So let's build that confidence and gain that repeat business. As you see David in this slide, he's our wonderful WOW champ, and he's asking the magic question, what can we help you find in our greenhouse? But how is he going to model that behavior out there? Well, he's going to ask open-ended questions, help select those plants, get full solutions, and stay confident in doing so. Showing that confidence out there is, show us when you come back how it worked out for you. And what they select, you're going to just speak into, we think that's going to look great out there and at your homes when you guys get it all in place. What does your walk look like with your customers out there? Well, again, we're not pointing, same as inside, side by side belly connections, talking through those options, giving some quick tips. If somebody does lack the confidence and there's not a tag in the plant, Lori has recommended, there's Google Lens, there's Google's. We are in the world of AI. You could look up anything to get that plant knowledge to advise our customers the best way. I was a strong believer in role playing. I think Lisa as well. When Lisa taught me this, she'd say, Paulette, it's one thing if they say, yeah, I can do it. Make them show you how to do it, right? So it comes with that role play. Customer comes in. I need flowers for my porch. What are you going to say? Just point them to the flowers? I mean, one quantifying question is that area gets sun or shade? Let me show you works best. Let's grab that right soil for that plant as well. Arm your team with those questions. Completing the project, offering that oh and the wow, everything they need. The plants, the soil. Are we asking the questions on the soil? Is this plant going in the ground or is it going in a container? Because that's a win for your customers. If they don't know the difference and you're there to educate them, you're the hero. The fertilizer, what planters, what hoses. Again, we're solving that project for them. And then that wow finish. We want to warmly thank them, make it personal, call them out by name. If you can get their name out of it, invite them to come back and show you and talk about that project and offer that encouragement. Again, as Lori has stressed, are we going that one step farther and offering that trunk liner, offering the carryout? And look, right now, everything is experiential. The sights, the sounds, how they feel. Again, they have choices. They're coming to your place. Do they feel confident when they're leaving? Do they feel like they were taken care of? Are they excited? Do they feel empowered when they leave your greenhouse? I could tell you, I know a lot have been challenged with, well, we have a lot of nurseries around us. I have a nursery of the store that I ran down the road that is acres and acres of nursery. They didn't come to us because we had everything. They came to us because they could meet Riley out in that greenhouse. I seen Riley do container planting in a rain boot because somebody brought in grandma's old rain boot and she planted it for him and made that really successful, and they came back in because of that experience. And I would really like to hear from you guys if you had any wow examples from last year, maybe in your greenhouses, to share that went above and beyond. I know, Wendy, you did a great job out there in Joliet. Did you have anything that you could share?
Not really. People just want to talk about their life. I mean, they want their plants, but they want to talk to you. I get people that show me pictures of what they did with the plants. I mean, you just got to greet them and show them around and ask questions.
Yeah, because you have some competition around you too, and you have been a rock star out there and making it grow and develop year after year.
I even yesterday when we got plants in, I was out there and I had customers. Oh, I'm glad you're back outside. I'm glad that you're here. I'm not going to Home Depot. I'm not going to Menards. So it's just all about talking, and I talk to everybody, so it works out.
Absolutely. And how would you guys handle if somebody comes in and they were kind of studying on, say, a certain tomato, and then they come in the next time and you're out of it? How do you guys handle that? What do you tell your team on how to handle that?
We actually call Britt a lot and see if she has it at her store.
Perfect. I mean, we do
Hey,
that
Britt.
inside. We do that inside, right, Chris? I mean, we
Right.
transfer between stores.
Right.
You know, absolutely. Let's just try to get them a
Well, it really depends
solution
on what
or
you're
walk them into a like product. And again, we've also heard this, Lori, I know you've heard it over and over with, well, these pots are too high. If your team goes into there with that mindset, it's just our plants are too high. How are they providing that good customer service? The customers might not be thinking they want the cheapest option. They want a product they can be confident in. So you guys should lead your team out there. We're not leading with price. It's no different if they came inside and wanted a steel trimmer as compared to maybe a Toro. They are there to shop your greenhouse because of the way it looks. You've got to help give them the language to combat the price objections. We sell a high quality product, and I can tell you, even in rural Manteno, a $70 basket sells. It sells.
Let me reinforce that, Paulette. You're 100%, and I love the t-shirt.
Oh, Tiffany.
Wow. Stand assured that I don't easily let any product come into your greenhouse. And Brittany, thank you. Last year she called and Wendy too had repeated that customers loved our suggestion. It's because I learned from my mother, you just don't get any grower. And I used to travel around to growers all the time, and let me tell you, you know, some of these don't come from the best area. Ours do, and I make sure they do. I make sure you have quality product. I go to the best growers. I am not going to get you a 4-inch pot that roots will dry out in 2 days. I'm gonna get you a quality pot. I want you to feel so confident in what product I'm bringing you, and I want you to stand by it. And honest to God, I know more than ever a customer is going to blame us for something that they were responsible for not caring for. Be patient, don't scold, teach. You know, replace the pot for them, say, hey, next time try some root starter, or maybe this, or maybe your soil isn't good, and maybe you need to mend your soil. Like, help them be successful in any project. In the hardware store, we do that, and even more so in the garden center. So if you have an unhappy customer, don't be mad, you know, just be helpful and help them fix it. Because if you replace a product for them, or if you show compassion, there is a fuchsia plant. I'm not sure that everybody has got them yet. They are flippin' gorgeous. They don't go everywhere. If you put them in full sunshine all day long, they're going to not survive. So help them explain that to them. And if they still want to try it, then, you know, you've told them. But make sure we take care of our customer. I stand behind you. Paulette stands behind your choices. You know, people that need help, and not everybody knows how to garden, you know, especially in some of the more northern areas. Out in Manhattan, I grew up with farmers, so like they kind of knew what was going on. So
Lori, I'd like to lead with one example. I had a cashier was out there working in our greenhouse, and she was helping a customer, and the customer was loading up her basket, and she looked at her and said, you know, that's going to be really expensive. Well, the lady she spoke to owned her own landscaping business, and I can tell you she had the money. She came in to tell me, like, well, that's not good. She tried to talk me out of a sale. So you don't know that mindset, right? To your point, Lori, of where they're at. Let's not discourage them. And you guys on here are lead people. If they're not managers, you're lead people. You are leaders in this greenhouse. You need to infuse this into your team, because you're not always going to be there. And to Lori's point, you know, that inside needs to support the outside, and that good communication. I love your checklist, Lori, you presented to them, because if you're not there, our consistent customer service should stay throughout. Every hour somebody is manning that. We should be able to rely on that throughout. And just the last, I wanted to touch on the chat, Scott. You asked about a workshop of showing it. I can tell you, Lori knows I've had the Girl Scouts come. It was off days, maybe not on the weekend, but maybe like a Tuesday or Wednesday. They come at 5 o'clock at night. We had 30 Girl Scouts come in, and we ran a class, and they planted fairy gardens. We were big into fairy gardens at that time. So Scott, if you did want to do a little workshop, we can maybe fit that in. I've been through it, and I know Lori would support it. We can talk about it. And just the last slide I had, I know we're getting long, is the core values. Being the people development manager, I lead with the values. I believe that if we exhibit this service out in these greenhouses, you guys, what core value are we in, and we're going to move the needle on? We're serving our community, right? We're working as a team. We're putting our people first, not just our customers. I could tell you my team was excited when it was greenhouse time. The sales numbers rolling through, it was infectious. You could feel the fire in the team. So us working together, amazing our customers, lead with these core values. These core values are in all your stores. You can project that into your team that's out there as well. And thank you guys, because I do know it's a lot of hard work and we are